What's up, peeps? Shay with Untitled Chapter, and today we have an at-home workout for a home gym. So, we are going to start with block, adductor, squeeze to alternating overhead reach. We're going to do 8 per side. You're going to place the block between your thighs, above your knees, because there's a nerve bundle there we don't want to mess with. Feet are going to be parallel to each other, and then you're going to think about kind of bending your knees, lengthening your tailbone, thighs squeeze together the whole time, and then slowly stand up into a stacked position where you feel pretty solid. And then once you have that established, you're either going to lever one arm up as you inhale and then exhale down, or you're going to reach one arm up as you inhale and then exhale down. So 8 per side there. If you feel like you've lost the stack, reset, that's totally fine. But after we do that and have warmed up inner thighs, abs, and everything, we're going to do adductor flossing. So you are going to put one knee down and extend the other leg out and keep a super flat back. The leg that's extended out is going to be bent, and we're also going to be doing 8 of these. So you'll sit back, your sits bone, so you kind of stick your butt back, and then come back forward. So it doesn't have to be a big movement. The goal is to feel this leg that's extended, inner thigh stretching. If you feel it in your knee or your calf, bend your knee more and really focus on sticking your butt back. So, other side view. You're going to have one leg down, one leg out. If you can get that foot flat, that's great. If it's up, that's also fine. And then sit back with a slightly bent knee, so you're sticking your butt back. So after that, we're going to have you do scapular push-ups. So without anything, you're going to focus on pulling your shoulder blades back and then pushing them forward as far as you can. We're going to have you do it on a bench or a wall. So you'll start out in a high plank position, push all your fingers in, kind of tuck your butt, squeeze your abs, and then let your chest sink down between your arms, and then push up so you kind of dome your upper back. So we're going to do 10 to 15 of these, and the goal is to have your shoulder blades moving as smooth as you can. So if you notice they're kind of like funky, go a little bit slower, make tiny adjustments, and see if you can get them smooth. So after all that, we're going to have you do bird dogs, and I want you to focus on inhaling to extend. So we are going to do 8 per side. You'll start out in tabletop position, hands push through the floor, feet push through the floor so you feel your belly activated. And then you're going to kick your left heel back as you inhale to reach your right arm forward, exhale to return down, and then switch sides. Right heel back, left arm forward, and maintain a super solid core. With this, a lot of people tend to go too high, so you're trying to kick your heel bone just straight back and keep your body nice and solid. So this is an anti-rotation movement, works cross body lines. 8 per side there, be as stable as possible, and do that for 1 to 2 sets. So after you do that, then we'll move on to strength. Okie dokie, now we're going to do strength, and we're going to start with reverse lunges. So with this one, firmly plant your feet, belly button lifts up and in, so you kind of keep that stack from the block adductor stacking, and you're going to take a step back, stop the backward motion, and then make sure you keep your front foot planted on the ground as you drop your hips straight down, and then come back up. And then I would prefer that you try alternating, but if you need to, you can totally do all one side and then switch. And then tall torso, take a step back, drop down, come back up. So some things that can happen is our front leg kind of comes in like this. If this is happening, pull your femur back and push through your big toe and your pinky toe more, and then come back up. If you need them to be harder, you can hold dumbbells in your hands, so 1 dumbbell in each hand, tall torso, step back, and come back up. So we're going to have you do 6 to 10 per side there. Next, we're going to do chest press for 10 to 12, and you'll start out with your dumbbells. You're going to lean back with them, make your armpit angle about 45 degrees, so your arms are out to the side, elbows are at 90 degrees at the bottom, and you're going to press up and kind of together. Inhale to lower, exhale to press. One thing we're trying to avoid is your shoulders coming up too far, so kind of keep your heart open the whole time, and act like you're kind of bending a bar. So that's going to get your shoulders in socket, so you can use more muscles versus just little shoulder muscles. And then, with that one, if it feels too much or if you start feeling arms tightening or anything, stop, reset, see if you can get your heart lifted and your shoulders back, and if that's still not helping, do T-spine mat breathing. After you do your chest press, we're going to do single arm farmer carry for 60 seconds each side. 60 seconds each side doesn't have to be consecutive, especially if you're starting to feel something a little funky. So with a farmer carry, you are going to have tall torso, hold the dumbbell in one arm, and you're going to walk as normal as you can, keeping that nice and stable. So what we're going for here is shoulders nice and level, And this is going to be challenging for your obliques because you're only loaded on one side. So if you notice that your arm's kind of dipping down, see if you can use these abs to pull yourself back up. And if you can't maintain level shoulders, go down and wait. So 60 seconds each side there, accumulatively, not just consecutively. And by the end of the program, maybe it will be 60 seconds just straight through for each arm. But our final thing in the strength is going to be single leg dead bugs. So you're going to plant your left foot on the ground, arms are going to reach up, and right foot is going to reach up, so ankle and knee are both bent, and then ribs push down so that we feel your abs kind of engaged. From here, you're going to kick your heel as far as you can as you extend the opposite leg back. This is why we did bird dogs in the warm-up. And then exhale to return, inhale to extend, exhale to return. If you feel any clicking or anything in your hips, see if you can focus on pushing your big toe forward and in, kind of like you're trying to push a gas pedal with just your big toe, and then come back up, and that might help with that. Sometimes our hips can get clicky if our oblique doesn't want to do its job that day, and that's pretty common. So we're going to have you do 10 per side on the dead bugs, and go by how you feel. Do this for like 2 to 4 rounds, whatever you have time for, whatever your body feels good with. If you're going through it and you realize like, nope, I can't do any more chest press, but I want to do the rest of the round, or whichever one, totally fine. Just do what you can, and then let me know if you need any help. I hope this goes well for you, and cool down is next. Okie dokie, now we're going to do our cool down after you've done 2 to 4 rounds of your strength. So we're going to start with cannonball breathing. So like you're going to jump into a pool doing cannonball, getting set up, you're going to push your lower ribs down, kind of scoop your butt under, and then lift one leg up at a time, and hold your knees to your chest. If yours looks different than this, that's totally fine. Everybody's different, but the goal of this is to shorten the front of you, and so that way you can breathe into your back more. So focus on breathing in through your nose, and exhaling out through your mouth or nose. And as you inhale, you're trying to focus on expanding the skin of your lower back. So working on TDA breathing too, which is like our little internal corset. One thing that you can try is pushing your tongue to the back of the roof of your mouth and trying to inhale into the upper part of your nose. Sounds weird, but try it. And it can help engage that muscle better. So once you take 10 breaths there, we're going to have you do single leg knee tap flossing or single leg stirrup. So I'm going to spin around for a different angle. With single leg knee tap flossing, you're going to start out with your feet on the floor, ribs pushed down. You're going to bring one knee up, and then the other one stays planted. So this leg sometimes wants to go out to the side. Really focus on pushing your big toe down so that way that leg stays straight up towards the ceiling. From here, ribs push down. You're going to inhale, bring your knee that's bent up towards your armpit, and then exhale, bring it back in towards your belly button. And so with this, you're just trying to create more space in your hip socket with the upper nubbin of your femur. So this is single leg knee tuck flossing. Inhale, exhale. Single leg stirrup pose is kind of in the same family, but you're going to plant the leg, make sure that stays facing upright, so big toe, all that fun stuff. And then the other leg is going to come up as your ribs stay down, and you're either going to grab inside your foot or outside your foot, and your knee is going to be externally rotated kind of out towards your shoulder. So if you notice that your body's really twisting, maybe stick with the single leg knee flossing if you can't keep it level. Otherwise, you're going to shrug your shoulder back towards the floor as you push your foot up. So you're creating tension from within, and it allows you to kind of figure out what's going on in that leg and what's going on in that hip socket. So whichever one you choose to do, we're going to have you do 6 breaths each side. So go by feel. You can mix it up and do 3 of 3. Doesn't really matter. Open up your hips somehow. And then we're going to do cat-cow or downward dog pedals. So that's going to be based on how you feel. Cat-cow, you're going to plant your hands and feet into the ground. So again, it's almost as if you're trying to push through the floor. From there, you're going to slowly tip your hips forward and kind of reach your jaw away. So you feel from your jaw all the way down your belly, kind of stretch. And then exhale, slowly curl your spine as you tuck your chin and exhale out. So with this pose, really think about your belly button kind of being sucked up and in towards your spine. And then inhale to drop, exhale to round. So that's cat-cow. You can do those for 10 or more, or you can do downward dog pedals. So Versus having your feet push into the ground, you're gonna curl your toes under, and then push your hands through the floor, elbows rotate in towards each other so the elbow crease is pointing forward. And then you're going to slowly shift back, heel your butt up, until you get a little stretch in your hamstring. So toes and fingers are all active. And then if that feels okay, you'll just bend one knee, straighten the other, and then alternate sides. So, dealer's choice, 10 or more, whichever one you choose. You can do some combination, whatever you want. And then finally, we're gonna do elbow fascia twist shoulder levers. Sorry, I don't have a better name. But you're going to take the fascia of your elbow. So you take your hand on your elbow, twist away from your body, so you're twisting out to the side, and then inhaling as you lever your tricep up. The point of this is to help your arm lines work better, and a lot of us have tight chests and our arms kind of come in. This is going to help open up your whole chest and get you ready for the day, so that way you can go do stuff and not be in pain. So, elbow fascia twist, inhale up. The lever part is going to be different for everyone based on what you have that's going on. So really focus on, as you lever up, try not to let your butt stick back or your ribs flare out. So long tailbone, ribs engage, or abs engage, ribs down, and then back down. So with that one, you're going to do 6 or more per side, and that has been your program. Let me know if you have any questions or if you need any substitutes, and good luck. Bye.